All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, it's 8:30 here on the East Coast. You already know what time it is. It is interview time, and we have none other than the man, the myth, the legend, East Coast at its finest. We got Cee-Rock the Fury on the line. How you doing this evening?
That's what's up. Hands up in the building, y'all.
Man, I gotta say, man, this has been a long time coming. I'm glad to have you on the radio station, man. You know what I mean? You can't have an East Coast station and not have Cee-Rock the Fury. It's just a crime.
I've been trying to make it a federal crime. I've been trying.
Hey, man, give it time. Give it a couple of years. It most definitely will go into effect.
That's right. Time to tell.
But I gotta ask you, brother, what made you decide to get into the music industry?
Wow. Well, we came up in music. My whole family was in music. My mother and father and all that stuff. So we are music, absorbed family. So everybody done some sort of music, either from singing to playing music. My father, I think, played sax. My mother was a singer. So it just kind of like bled throughout the family. And my thing was the MCing. I've been MCing for a very long time, since a kid. To this day, I still have cassettes of me even rapping on cassettes, like those old TDK tapes and those old BASF cassette tapes. So I have pretty much my whole history documented since a kid.
That's what's up, man. If you don't want me asking, do you remember your very first tape that you actually bought?
As far as a blank tape, or as far as a cassette tape?
A cassette tape, like hip hop record.
Oh wow, shucks. Well,
yeah, I'm probably taking you way back here.
If I have to go way back, I would probably have to say Cee-Rock, Lyrical King. I think it was like Lyrical King, something like that. From way back. Cee-Rock cassette.
And also, you are the founder and CEO of Hands Up Network. I have to ask you, tell us a bit more about that company, and what do you actually offer to the general public?
Well, Hands Up, it was called Hands Up Records at one time. What happened was, when I went overseas, when I got connected with my manager, he had a label called Turmeric Records. So I was under Turmeric Records, but I wanted a hip hop division for that, because it wasn't really for hip hop. It was just a label in general. But I wanted to personalize the label and make it more hip hop oriented for something that I can oversee. So that's when Hands Up developed. So it's been going for a while, and when we landed distribution, we had got distributed through the Orchard. So now it's Hands Up Network, and I still have distribution under the Orchard. And the Orchard is under the Sony Music Group. So it's Hands Up Network /Orchard /Sony Music Group. And what I offer cats, man, I just offer them the outlet, the distribution. I don't even be charging cats. I just look for talent that I like and respect, and put it out to give them some shine, because there was a time when none of us had that outlet. So when somebody has that outlet, I try to reach out and make it happen for them. So a lot of people do it for the love, and whoever wanted to do it, they can holler at me and come my way. And of course, we got to be on the same page as the material that's released. But other than that, man, I put the stuff out. I even do the artwork for cats. So Hands Up Network is a home for real hip hop, pioneers. It could be for singers. It could be for anybody that really want to put out that artistic delivery, and just represent. I think I can have a host for them, a home for them.
And with Hands Up, how many people did you what kind of individuals did you have signed? What are some of the artists you currently have signed, whether it's past or present?
Well, I am Hands Up. We had cats. Well, we still got cats with us now. I actually got here's somebody you may or may not know, but there's an artist on my on Hands Up called D-Carrots. Right now, maybe some may know who D-Carrots is, and maybe not, but maybe I know him better by his other name, and that's Doc Ice from UTFO.
I heard of him. Legend.
Yes, I released 5 cuts from Doc Ice, but under legal terms, we couldn't use the Doc Ice ounces, D carats. So I released his stuff under Hands Up Network. I got my boy Dagger Lane. He's like a super producer. I got my boy Don Jazz that I came up with. We actually grew up together. It's probably the longest person that I know my whole life. You know, he lived on my block, so like that's my brother. He's down with Hands Up. We got Stealth Gun. I released projects from cats. Like I released one of Mikey D's joints. I released let me see. We got Paradism. We got Ghost of Blackout from Sweden. We got Tabajia from Sweden. We had wow. We got quite a few. I mean, I would have to send you like a list, but you actually have a lot of the stuff. So you'll get the catalog. But yeah, but we still going. We still going on strong, and more to come. Stay tuned.
And also, the one thing I noticed when I was doing my research for this interview is that also you can be seen in the music video for Nas, Hate Me Now featuring Puff Daddy. I have to ask you, what was that experience like, and how did you end up landing in that music video?
That was dope. I mean, I wish we could have been around on that. They shot that on Linden Boulevard. Shout out to Linden Boulevard. It was on 205th Street, between 205th Street and 204th Street. So what happened was, the fire scene where, Nas is walking through the fire in slow motion and all that stuff, right? So, we had a posse scene with there was kind of bum rushing the crowd. So the scene was like, everybody's supposed to like get rowdy, and then somebody was kind of getting like unruly in there. So I was trying to get at the dude, and I kind of like was really angry and went into the crowd. So like some cats are smiling in their part because they can't get that artistic acting on. So you look at the back, some cats laughing. I'm the one that's probably the meanest looking one in that scene. And what was cool about it was that like you could be in a music video, but when it's said and done, you don't know if you're gonna be in it because it all comes down to the editing. So you could be at a video shoot for 10 hours, 8 hours, or as long as they shoot it, and may not even appear in the music video. It all comes down to whoever edits the video. So when I finally went overseas, I believe it was like in 1997, something like that, cats hit me up over there, and it was like, yo, I saw you in the Hate Me Now video. I was like, word? I was like, they knew me before I knew for some reason. So like, then I saw the video, and then you see me like in I had my Tommy Hill reversible jacket on. Like it was blue on the inside, but you can reverse it to yellow. I had on the yellow, and I had on one of my skull caps and stuff. So I was kind of wild in the video and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, cool. But I can use that as a little resume there. So yeah, I did have a cameo in the Hate Me Now video. Shout out to Nas and Diddy.
And I've heard a lot of stories like that. Like overseas, people are crazy about the old school hip hop, man. Like they'll notice stuff that us North Americans don't notice. It's like they're like zoned into like the hip hop like 10 times more than we actually are.
Yeah, you're right about that. What it is like their passion for hip hop is what it used to be for us when it first started. It's kind of like it's kind of like a delayed time segment. Like I'll say something and then the echo hit later on down the line. That's how it is. They're the recipient of that echo. So when we put something out, and whether it fades out here or not, it's still fresh over there. So when you put it out, they're like, yo, it's like this, man. We love this stuff, man. And they're more, they're more welcoming. So like if you go over there, they're more willing to represent and actually show you how much they appreciate this stuff. Whereas in New York these days, man, everybody mean mugging, and they don't really want to give you your props, even if you deserve the props. Like but you got cats over there, man. They open up their heart and their passion to you, man. They sit down, let me I'll buy you a drink. You want to stay with us? You want to rock with us, man? Here's so and so, man. Can you take some pictures with us? So I mean, that love that they got over there, man, radiates like no other. So shout out to all these like foreign countries that preserve that energy, because like we need that energy like that keeps artists like us going.
And also, I noticed you have your own radio show as well called Cee-Rock the Fury. Can you tell us a bit more about your show, and also where can the listeners actually check it out and give it a listen?
Well, actually, it's called Hands Up Network Radio with a dash YO, so it's radio, Hands Up Network Radio. And I had different outlets like as far as hosts. they call it dyke radio. Don't mix it with the ladies. Not that kind of dyke. It's DEICH, something like that. But dyke radio in Germany. So I was doing the show there, and then I moved over to IPO radio, and then for a little bit I was even on rap station on Chuck D's radio station, rap station, and then after that, then I started going on my own little outlet. I was just putting like all my syndicated shows on Mixcloud. And then just recently, I got an offer to do another show. They want to actually host my show. It's a show out here called Rockin' the Valley out here in Pennsylvania, because I moved from New York to Pennsylvania. So it's a radio station out there. They've been nominated for shows. I think they even won. Like every year they have like the best artists and so forth from best stations. So they've won I think a few times. And they asked me if I wanted to do a show. So I told them, I said, we'll test the waters out with it. And hopefully, if the chemistry is right, we'll keep it going. But we'll test the waters. And once that's done, I'll put the information out. So hopefully, cats like you can tune in. And anybody that want to listen, you're more than welcome to come through and check me out. But I've been doing hip-hop and I've been doing radio for quite a long time. And then I go under the name Cee-Rock Fury. That's my MC name. You can call me Fury Anderson. Sure, they won't call me Fury. And when I'm in DJ mode, I'm also a DJ. I go by the name DJ Big Fury. So I wear a lot of hats. But Hands Up Network Radio is where it's at.
And you also had the chance to perform at the Apollo Theater, which not a lot of individuals actually had that opportunity. I have to ask you, what was that experience like, and how did you actually land the Apollo Theater performance?
Well, you can go there and like an audition or try to submit the product and so forth. So when they actually gave me a date to go, I was excited and then slightly nervous at the same time, because if you ever watch the Apollo, you know how they get down. And like when Steve Harvey, even before Steve Harvey hosted, there was other cats and stuff, and it could be a real brutal situation if you don't come correct.
Yeah, I heard the crowd is very, very harsh. You know what I mean? Like, you have to impress everyone.
Yeah, you got your dude Sandman that come out, and like if you hear that siren, and then Sandman comes out, tap dancing band, like, and then they got the like the tap dance canes to pull you out, and rip you off the stage. That's like pretty much like back in the days, you get like tomatoes thrown at you or your head chopped. So you could be on the chopping block. So if you didn't come with it, it was it was crazy. But anyway, when they told me I could go, I wanted to get these dances. I didn't have no dances with me, right? So I went to Andrew Jackson, the high school Andrew Jackson. If you don't know who Andrew Jackson is a school. If you ever looked at the LL Cool J cover, the Bad album cover, the school that he's standing in front of, that was Andrew Jackson. It's called a different name now, like Campus Magnet, but we don't call it that. We never will call it that. It's AJ forever. So I went to AJ, and I went to look at these dances. And there were these cats, like, for the Legion of Doom and so forth. I actually told them, I was like, yo, I need some dances to come with me to the Apollo, right? And I think What You Call was there. MC Light's bodyguard, Bigfoot, right? So, like, if you ever looked at MC Light's debut album, Light as a Rock, there's a big Kung Fu Joe-looking type dude. That's Bigfoot. But Bigfoot was the security at Andrew Jackson. So he went in there and he said, I'll go check, and then see that they can get somebody. They got, I think, a teacher or somebody for me, and then they got these dances. So one dancer was Chase, which passed away, rest in peace, Chase, and the other boy was Halu from Hollis. So we went up there and said, look, man, I just need you to go up there and do it, man. I ain't going to tell you what to do. That's it. Yeah, it's y'all thing. I just want to go up there and rock. We went up there, and, we was in the waiting room, and a lot of people was there. I mean, this was a time when, like, these artists was just coming up, like Queen Latifah, Lord Finesse was there. It was like a lot of those flavor unit, crew there. So we was all in the waiting room, and then they called me up, and we was just practicing in the waiting area. And they said, all right, ladies and gentlemen, you got this rapper from Queens, New York, got his dance with him. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Cee-Rock the Fury, right? And all of a sudden, the whole room was boom, boom, like song called Power Extreme. I still got the song. I never released it because of sample clearance. I would probably won't be able to ever get. But anyway, it was we went out there and the bulls are still coming. I said, "Freak that! Put the beat. I said, put my beat on." And the beat starts off. You know, you don't even hear no beat. It's on like Man Machine from Kraftwerk. And then still don't hear no beat. And all of a sudden the bass drop. Boom! And it was like people was like the crowd was like, wait a minute. Then I heard the scratches. Check this out. Then I stepped up to the front with the mic. I was like, oh, people they wonder what the Power Extreme, and start doing my rhyme on that. And then I had to to get the guy with the crowd. And the people started like popping their heads, and some of them were standing. And all of a sudden, like, I was like, yeah, they started feeling it. It wasn't that. So then the break part of the song comes. I was like, yeah, I got this. I'm like, yeah, I got this, man, the Apollo. And then I turn around and I see Sandman come out. And all of a sudden I was like, no. Because I thought Sandman was going to pull me out for some reason. I was like, why would they pull me off? Because I got the crowd rocking. And then Sandman turned around and gave me a look and gave me a point like, yeah, like, yo, you got this. And I was like, yeah. I said, I got now. If you get a green light from the Sandman, so then the crowd went extra. They was like, yo, Sandman approves this. So I started rocking it with that man. We killed it. We left the stage there and we rocked it. But we didn't win because like, somebody came up in there with a busload of people. I mean, it must have been about 3 or 4 busloads. At the Apollo, that's how cats roll. Like, if you know a lot of people, you bring those people with you, and that's your support group. I didn't have no support group at the time. It was just me and those 2 dancers. We were in there solo, we in the what we was getting into. And I was like, if you could do the Apollo, you could do anything. Just like that song, New York, New York. If I could make it there, make it anywhere, that the same thing applies to the Apollo Theater. And anybody can tell you that. Once you do the Apollo Theater, man, nothing else makes you scared. That's like the ultimate thing to do. So I would encourage anybody, if they ever have the opportunity to go, go ahead and do it. But it could make you or break you. Because like if you go up there and do it, you can get booed, and it might mess with your ego and your self-esteem, and you might not want to do music no more. But if you got a tough skin, then you can do it. James Brown got booed off the Apollo. He got booed off like 9 times.
Holy
James
shit.
Brown. So so don't give up on that. But we lucked out, man. We rocked out. We lucked out, man. People loved the crowd, and the Sandman loved it too. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
The one thing I do want to ask you, Berdal, before we move up the topic of the Apollo Theater, is the Apollo Theater still currently open today? Because I did hear some rumors that it closed down, but since you're in New York, you're on the East Coast, out in New York, I figured I'd ask you since I have you here. Is like the Apollo Theater still open today?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's been marked as a historical monument. So I don't think they can get rid of it. They tried to, but it's still there. Some other places around the way, they got shut down. But as far as I know, Apollo still stands. And I don't think Apollo's going to go anywhere. Because I think once you get it locked in as a historical monument, you're pretty much protected for life. So I believe that that is true.
And also, I saw a picture on your Facebook of yourself and legendary hip-hop pioneer Curtis Blow. I have to ask you, how did you actually get connected with him, and what was it like meeting him?
Oh yeah, that was dope. Like we actually was rocking. We rocked together over in Denmark. If you go on YouTube, there's actually an exclusive interview with me, interviewing him. At the time, I was when I was touring, I was also touring in Denmark, and I was touring with a band called Soldiers. Right, so they had actually the people from Soldiers. What it was is like an exchange program. Like we would go to different countries, and we would get artists from different countries and people not even that did music, but just people from different countries that wanted to get involved and was funded by the government and so forth. And we would go to different places and we would entertain. That's how I got a chance to tour and perform in these different countries. So they wanted to have Curtis Blow over, so we were over there and rocked with Curtis Blow. And not only Curtis Blow, but Curtis Blow's son was over there too. His name is Coleon. He also goes by the name Curtis Blow Jr. So he was there. I interviewed both of them. And, we did a lot of stuff. I even produced the song that came out. But I produced a song for Curtis Blow Jr. This
And you were also featured on the Last Days of Disco's album, the Last Dance LP. I have to ask you, it was actually nominated as well for a Swedish Grammy in the year 2009. How did you get connected with the Last Days of Disco? And of course, how does it feel just to be actually Swedish Grammy nominated?
Yeah, that was dope. Um, actually, the Last Days of Disco is from two super producers. Um, one of them is Soul Supreme, and what's the other one's name? I'll get back to you with the other one. But they both of them was a super producer. And what happened was, they had known about me and so forth, and then there was a project coming out, so they said it was going to be the last dance. So I told them that they sent me some tracks and whatnot, and I actually used three tracks. So I jumped on three of them. One of them was a song called "My Heart, My City." I think it's with an artist named Blessed, and what's the other dude's name? I gotta send you that track if I don't have it. But anyway, that was a slamming joint. I think that was like the second single. And then there was a song I had called "NY Turn," which is my solo one, my dolo one, where I actually go ham on that one. A lot of people actually love that one. Man, that's probably one of my hottest joints to date. And I was surprised, man, like to hear that it was nominated. That came out on Universal. It was a company called Grind, BD Pop Records under a company called Grind, and then Grind was under Universal Music Sweden. So when we got the word that it was nominated for a Swedish Grammy, I was like, that's a good look. Things like that go great on my resume, or anybody's resume. I mean, who wouldn't go around and say, yo, man, I was on a project that was nominated for something of that status. So I'm always happy to be involved in something, and I'm either featured or nominated or something like that. It just goes to show that that if you put in the work, you'll get acknowledged.
And also, the very next year in 2010, you were officially declared team captain of the year of Rapathon 2010. I have to ask you, tell us a bit more about that, and also how did that come to be for you?
Well, Rapathon, that's a big thing. I mean, if you ask anybody in New York or not, you might want to ask them, like, do you know about the Rapathon? Rapathon is like a marathon or a slash telethon where rappers rhyme pretty much all day. I think the shortest one was 24 hours, right? So we actually rhyme for 24 hours. We rhymed in groups, right? So you have a one set of group that'll get up and rock, and you go, rock, you don't stop, keep on, you don't stop. I mean, and then a rapper will come up, and then they'll rock for whatever long they do. Then the next rapper will come on, and I mean, there's no breaks. There's no lunch breaks. There's no intermission. It's one rap after another. One rap after another. It does not stop for 24 hours, and it's actually documented. Roughly Daniels is the legendary video music box. He documents a lot of that stuff, and it was done at the Magic Johnson Theater in Harlem. Um, that should have been a monument. That one got shut down, I believe. Where we was at, but
Just
we
the name
performed
alone
there,
should have been a
man. That was
monument.
an incredible thing.
Yeah, I was just saying that just that name alone, the Magic Johnson, that most definitely should have been a monument just by the name alone.
Yeah, yeah, and that spot. But like I said, we ride for 24 hours, right? That year, I was made team captain, and I guess you have to go, prove yourself to go team captain. Like, you have to, like, everybody had to do audition for the rap song because they wanted to make sure there were really no weak links, like people that didn't know how to rap or stuttered and whatnot. So, when we did that thing, I came in and I hit people crazy, and it was like, yo, you want to be team captain. So, and I guess they judge team captains based on their strengths and so forth. So they put mine as team captain of the year. You have some of the most grimiest, you have the most illest, you have the FemC awards and all that stuff. So for me to even get the team captain of the year, because I managed to keep my team together and go through it. And the hours wasn't even 24 hours. It was more than that. I think that year, it was 26 to 27 hours. We didn't sleep. Only time we left the stage was like when the next group of rappers was the rhyme. But keep in mind, there was no gaps in the raps. It was non-stop rapping. Matter of fact, I think that particular year, like I said, Ralph McDaniels, he documents everything, and I think if you want to order the DVD, I think it came out. I think it comes on six or seven DVDs in order for you to watch the whole freaking thing. So, I need to get me a copy of that. So, that's good to have. But yeah, that was fun, man. And we were doing, like we said, I'm an alumni, so I did it for all the years that it had. Man, it was for 6 years. And now it's on another level now called RapCon, and DJ Con. They got one for the DJs now, So now the rap thing passed, and now the DJs is carrying the torch and so forth. So I'm glad to be part of that as well.
And also, in the year 2016, you were actually inducted into the Hip Hop Culture Awards for years of outstanding achievement. I have to ask you, what was it like accepting that award, and what was the feeling just being up there and being recognized for your years upon years of just amazing work within the hip hop community?
It's a good feeling, man. Acknowledgement, does things for you, and it makes you feel like what you're doing wasn't a waste of time. Even though we only did it for the love of music, the acknowledgement of it and people addressing your skills and so forth, man, it's a great feeling. So I mean, like I said, I'm gonna do music for win, lose or draw, whether it goes anywhere, whether it doesn't, because that's not how I started. People start off in the game, they wasn't thinking about money and all that stuff. They just thought about it as a form of expression and getting the music out there. And of course, now you have the benefits of possibly making money from it. But if it came to a point where you never made money from it, and people just gave up because they wasn't making money of it, that means that they wasn't really doing it from the heart, from the start, like us. It was before the pay, it was before the fame, it was for the love and the artistry of the culture. So that alone is fuel for us to keep going, win, lose or draw.
And Cee-Rock, I just want to ask you, what is next for you? Is there anything else you want to promote? Any new projects you're working on? Anything I happen to miss during this interview that you want to let our live listeners know?
Well, a lot of things happened and slash didn't happen. Now, I believe not too long ago you had my boy on here, my dog, man, the legendary Donald D. Shout out to Donald D. And we had a tour that we were supposed to go do. Right? We were supposed to do the Notorious Syndicate tour, and we were supposed to tour Europe and hit maybe 7, 8 cities, and then perhaps from there spread and then jump from another country to another country. This Corona thing, this freaking COVID-19 thing messed things up for not just me, but for everybody, So that among other things, kind of like do a monkey wrench and stuff that we had planned to do this year. I mean, not just for that, but like thing for Springfield Park reunions and in Queens and a lot of events just got shut down. So we got to do this social distancing stuff and hopefully wait till this thing blow over. And people is not really practicing that, so I fear a second wave is coming. And I'm not trying to get caught out there. Nobody's trying to get caught out there. Because some people I know, got that mess, man. And I heard that mess ain't no joke. You can't taste nothing. You can't smell nothing. You start coughing. You feel some sort of effed up pain, man. You can't really describe the feeling. And I'm not trying to get COVID-sized or get COVIDed. I don't want that mess, man. I don't want no.
And the worst case out of all that, you can also pass away as well. Unfortunately, like Fred the Godson, I gotta say, rest in paradise to him, man. That, he was so young, and especially in his career, he reached the pinnacle, and then he got COVID. So I do want to say, just rest in paradise to him.
Absolutely, man. Fred the Godson, and that dude had some skills, man. Make no mistake, man. He was smooth with his, man. A lot of people recognize that, man. I think he had a long way to go, but he had that joint. I think he was featured on Jadakiss' latest album, and they have a video out. I think it's called a Toast or something like that. And And it just shows you what like what type of person he is. You see him, he's laid back, man. And you know that he loves his craft. But yeah, rest in peace to him, and rest in peace to anybody else, man, who fell victim of COVID-19 and or any sort of sickness, man. Because we lost a lot of people this year, man. We lose count. I've seen enough funerals and stuff, and hearing about people that last me a lifetime, man.
Yeah, 2020 is not a year, like not a good year at all. I really do think
2020 sucked. Call it what it is, man. It sucked. We thought 2020 was gonna be the year of vision, like 2020 vision. It's gonna be the year of that. And then we just got curveball with him, and then we got the 45th, who up in here messing stuff up. He's just as bad as the COVID, if not worse. So a combination between that, and then the combination of these cops spazzing out and going against brothers and stuff like that, man. It's like it's been an emotional year.
and I think hundreds of years from now, I really do think 2020 will actually be in the history books.
Sure, think it ain't. It ain't gonna be in it for the most enjoyable year. I tell you that much. But for the most chaotic, I mean, like I think we lost more this year or something like that than what they said than World War One, Two, and Three put together, and still counting. And there's people that that are infected that don't know that they're infected, and then you got people with these huge gatherings and going to the beach, wilding out like ain't nothing happening. Man, I'm like, but somebody warned you about something, man. You need to take notice of that. If you don't do it, man, you're pretty much ignorant, or you got a death wish. And the point is, if you got a death wish, that's fine. But when you start imposing your death wish on somebody else, now I got a problem with that. And because you're not social distancing, you putting your feelings, whatever, you ain't getting no COVID, or I don't believe that, man. But whether you believe it or not, COVID don't care what you believe or what you don't believe. If you gonna get it, you gonna get it. So I just know that stuff is out there. There's no denying it because there's people dying every day. So just do what you can, man, and practice social distancing, wear your mask, put the soap on your hands, wash daily, man, and just and stay out of people's faces, and don't do stupid stuff. But people are stupid, man. Like,
And if you feel sick, feel sick, stay the hell home if you feel sick.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
So, Cee-Rock, this is the time in the interview, man, that I give a chance for the individual that comes on the platform. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. And, of course, drop them social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you if they're not already doing so.
I do the social media handles real quick. On Instagram and Twitter, I am Fury Anderson. It's Fury and then Anderson. That's one word, Fury Anderson. On Facebook, I'm Cee-Rock the Fury. That's CeeRockTheFury. I'm also on Mixcloud, and that's under Hands Up Network, and that's HANDZUPNETWORK. Hands Up Network. And like I said, y'all stay tuned. You're gonna be hearing some new stuff from Hands Up Network as far as albums and everything. Like I'm dropping the album Curiosity Kills the Cat. I might have a surprise album coming out to follow that because I said I was going to drop some stuff in 2020, but because of this COVID situation, things are kind of being delayed. And then on top of that, what really messed things up is that my mom's passed away the other week. So now the album that I was going to drop is going to be dedicated to the pioneers and legends of the game. But now I have to dedicate it as well to my mother. My first album, Bringing the Yowza, was dedicated to my father that passed away, and my sister passed away. So now my mother passed away. So
my condolences, brother.
It's going to be real special to me, and for a lot of reasons, because for the culture of hip hop and for my mom. And you only get one mom's, man. And I love my mom's to death, and I was fortunate to see her before she passed and say everything that I wanted to say. So there was definitely closure. My mother understood and she knew. And that is giving me the comfort to help me get past this and to keep going and to make some music. So when it's time for me to drop again, y'all, look out. I'm coming with a vengeance. Just right now, like I said, man, this is just a grieving period and stuff. But like I said, 2020 is a messed up year. But I'm coming back strong. Mark my words on that.
I do want to say my sincere condolences to yourself and your family, man. I couldn't imagine what you're going through, man. But you're strong. You're Cee-Rock the Fury. But I do want to say personally my condolences.
I appreciate that. Now for my shout outs. Because I know I got a minute to say those. I'm not going to say a lot,
Hey,
but
you
I'm
have
going
the
to try.
floor, brother. Take as long as you like.
All right, yeah, man. I'm gonna give a shout out to my dog, man. Don Jazz NYC. We grew up, man, together, man. We also lost my boy DJ Vic Nice, man. Rest in peace to DJ Vic Nice. He was part of the Hands Up Network team and a real close member with us, man. And we're gonna miss him as well, man. Shout out to my boy DJ Icy Waters. Shout out to Squad Supreme. Shout out to my boy Drac Shakespeare. Shout out to Casey Hodge. Shout out to Self Gun, aka Self One, all the artists that's under Hands Up Network, Tabaja, Dagger Lane, Paradism. There's just so many people, man. My brother, the Love Child, my brother Rodney, my nephew Alfonso Anderson. Definitely got to check him out because, he signed with the basketball team. He's gonna be a superstar and whatnot. Like college, he's at NBA bound. Alfonso Anderson, y'all can Google him. Y'all check me out. Y'all see him. Fonzo, y'all see him. Man. He's about to make some really big moves. And let me see. Shout out to Linden Crew, and shout out to everybody out there, man, that supports Outlaw Radio. And shout out to DJ Immortal. And congratulations, by the way, man, on becoming an official radio station, man. Unfiltered, uncensored hip hop, man. And you're a master of your own destiny, man. I can only see good things happening for you and your station.
I really appreciate that, man. I really do, especially coming from a legendary East Coast individual like yourself, man. When I started this platform, bro, and I want to tell you, not only you, but everybody live, when I started this platform, my goal is to help keep real hip-hop alive, including the 5 elements of hip-hop, because a lot of people forget about that. A lot of these individuals nowadays, they go on SoundCloud with a pair of headphones, and they make a song, and they think it's hip-hop. It's not. You know what I mean? You gotta have the 5 elements, you gotta respect the craft, and that's what I look at it as. I want to help keep that real hip-hop alive and make sure the legends never die. And I actually found a loophole to actually be able to have me completely register with the Canadian government and also being able to have my station uncensored. The only thing is I'm not actually on the FM dial, because then I would have to switch all my music to radio edited, and truthfully I listen to my own station and I can't listen to radio edits, so I just go, well, looks like we're not going local. We're going to go worldwide instead, which is 10 times better.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like I said, I only see great horizons for you, man. Like I said, man, good things come to those who wait. You did your grind, and you're going to be right where you need to be. I got to give a shout out to Taz Money also. I got to mention Taz Money. And like I said, as long as my Furious rhymes are on the menu, nonstop hip hop continue. Curiosity kills the cat is coming, y'all. Hands Up Network. Shout out to everybody that represents the real hip hop. Hashtag real hip hop, y'all. Word them up.
You already know, Fury. Thank you so much again for coming up on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM. You have yourself a wonderful night. Stay safe out there, and hopefully one day we can get you down to Canada.
That's right, y'all. Canada, yo, we coming. All y'all promoters out there that's interested, man, and having Cee-Rock the Fury come down, or if you want to contribute to that tour that we've been trying to do, the Notorious Syndicate Tour, make sure y'all promoters and booking agencies holler at me or Donald D, and we'll make some things happen, man, because we still want to do this tour.
Most definitely. Hit him up. I gotta say, Fury, thank you so much, man. Have yourself a wonderful night.
One love, man. Appreciate you. Outlaw Radio in the building, baby.
Let's go.